New pickups and more. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. It's Tuesday, so that means everybody drops their new stuff. Let's check out Gibson and Fender tonight, starting with Gibson's new pickups. It's been nearly a year since Gibson came out with their new aftermarket Gibson pickup offering, changed up their packaging, etc. Like, you've still got the Greenie Bucker set, including your collector series ones, and all of your custom buckers, etc. But it appears this new drop mainly focuses on the quick connect system, like maybe pushing it a little bit more. I'd be interested to see if they start to sell the PCBs separately in the future. You know, have the ones that have the 4 push-pull pots or the 2. And honestly, a Dirty Fingers for $130, that is not bad at all. But the 57 Classics are also part of this now, in their whole quick connect setup. But you know what, now that I think about it, maybe it's just for the modern models that already have them in it. They wanted to have more options for people to purchase, because those PCB boards aren't going to fit in every guitar. And from what I can see, looks like we also now have a zebra option on the 490R 498T pickup, as well as a dual black 496R 500T set. But yeah, if you're looking for Gibson pickups, they have so many on their website right now. It's kind of blowing my mind, even Kramer stuff. But if you were an early viewer of the Mod Collection episode last week, I goofed. I thought there was a leaking of a new model, but apparently I just missed it. So if you go to Gibson's website, you come over here like I did, go to Custom Shop, be like, yeah, I'm looking for a Historic Collection SG. So you come down here, you see a standard, you see the out of production White Fox, custom, all that good stuff. That's all the SGs I have. My error was I did not go to Murphy Lab. And sure enough, if you go all the way down here, the Ebony blocks are available as Gibson.com exclusives. So you've got the standard for $6,200 in all of its awesome glory. Then for quite a premium on top of that, you can get your middle pickup, white finish, and all the other customification things. But these are all Murphy Labs aged. According to the description, lightly aged. I don't know, sometimes the light aged ones look pretty heavily aged to me, like wearing through down to the bare mahogany, dents and dings along your headstock. But they're available if anybody wants to do a new guitar day on one. Although it seems the standards are currently out of stock, but I definitely wanted to fix that so people aren't waiting for it. But now we need to check in with Fender. They dropped a new limited edition version of their classic vibes under their Squier branding. We'll start things off with their 60s Telecaster with the SH setup. This thing looks like a lot of fun. Humbucker in the neck, single coil in the bridge. You get the best of both worlds there. And it's got kind of a festive, Christmassy theme to it. You just need real mother of pearl inlays to make it look like a fancy Christmas ornament on the tree. I dig that one. And of course, you get the matching headstock. And then if we flip it on over to the back, you can kind of see some of that metallic nature to the finish. And then you've got the tinted clear coat. Nice. But a Sherwood green is not to your flavor. Oh, a black one. This one doesn't seem as fun, but it would look awesome with binding on it. But at $450, that looks like you could have a lot of fun. But let's see what they've done to their Stratocaster here. Also the 60s model, done up with an HSS setup. We've got our tortoiseshell pickguard with kind of a sienna sunburst-like finish. But this one does not have the matching headstock. I like the way that they've stylized the Squier logo on the headstock. That looks pretty good. And we have a matching back. That reminds me of the Nilocaster that we reviewed. And the rest pretty much the same. But it looks like poly finish with a poplar body. Pretty basic stuff as far as your neck goes, but 21 frets narrow tall with Laurel fretboards, C-shaped. That's nice, a bone nut. Fender designed pickups, but that's the good thing about single coils. Even the cheap nasty ones can have their own personality. But hey, I got the finish right, Sienna Sunburst. But they also have Lake Placid Blue. That one gets the matching headstock too. That would be my choice personally, but I do understand why somebody would like that Sunburst. I appreciate the fact that it has it both on the top and back. But our next one is a 60s custom Telecaster, and it only appears to come in one color. I can't quite see what the color's called though, looking at it. But being called a custom, I did not expect it to look like this. You gotta look at it from an angle. Yeah, sure enough, it's got binding on the top and back in black. That's very fascinating, kind of racer stripe vibes going on. And then you also have the skunk stripe, whereas those other models didn't have that. This one in a nice ice blue finish would probably look pretty sweet. But we've got that maple fretboard that once again is nice and tinted. But this one's done up with a satin neck as well as the body. And then for our bassists, we have a mid-60s jazz bass in this Olympic white style finish. Matching headstock, it does have the binding on the fretboard, you just gotta be looking for it. And am I going crazy, or is that a small knob, medium knob, and a large one? I think these two are the same size and that one's a little smaller. That's what the back looks like on this one. Looks like it's also being made out of poplar, It's got the 34-inch scale length Indian Laurel fretboard. Pretty basic stuff. I was hoping to see if there was an explanation there, but no, just bridge pickup, neck pickup, and tone. I would assume your smaller one is the tone. And just in case you missed last episode, also within the Squier Classic Vibe series, Chicago Music Exchange is starting to get these Antiguas in. So that's the slightly cheaper version of the Stratocaster, as well as the custom telly, the Bass 6, which is really cool, and your Precision Jazz bass. But if you want to step up to the Mexican-made one, I recently put that one on sale on my website if anyone's interested in being the next owner. But CME's been posting real photos of these, so I would definitely put a pre-order in so you get their next batch. Or if you're in the UK, Andertons also gets them. But hey, this episode ran short, so here's 2 more for you. Okay, so this is an Arya Pro 2 in what they call jailburst. I wanted to get your guys' opinions on this. I think in theory, this was a good finish. It just needs blended in more. So it's like dark red into a light pinkish white color. But this one, it just looks like you got an egg right there to me. And then you get like a traditional like rim burst job going on. But at the same time, it also reminds me of looking directly into the sun. Or if you put your finger on top of a camera lens. It's unique. I'll give them that. You will definitely get some attention on stage with a guitar like this, but then the closer you get to it, the less jarring it is, I guess. But hey, check this out, kind of like a PRS style. But this photo starts to show you what made me actually want to share this with you. So it has a really dark ebony-like fretboard. I haven't read the specs, so I don't know what wood it is, but check that out. It appears it might have black binding, or that's just the finish wrapping around the edge, but the back is still white. So then that matches with the white belly. And my friends, it gets even better the further on you go on this thing. The entire back is just white. So maybe this is one of those finishes that, you know, you jump to conclusions too quickly, and in person it looks better than it does in photos because you get to see the whole picture. I really like this white sides with the black right here. I think that would look sweet on just a Les Paul Custom. Where this one just completely lost me is this headstock. What were they thinking? It's one thing to put Les Paul model right here, telling you what it is, but designed and approved by H. Handy, original TA-shaped body number, blah, 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 produced by Arya and Co. Incorporated Japan. You're not going to get any style points for having a whole book on your headstock. Brings a whole new meaning to open book headstock. The Arya Pro 2. Okay, now this all makes sense. So this is a signature model for this guy, Takashi Ohashi, that goes by the nickname Jail. So his signature colors are black, red to pink, and white. You can see right here he's got kind of a Les Paul styled instrument. He's got the face paint similar to Kiss. He even had a Stratocaster done up like that. So this guitar makes a lot more sense being played by this guy. And to end today's episode off, we have a Fender Stratocaster Special Edition. This one is number 36 of 60 Blue Moto Finish Stratocasters. According to the seller anyways. Now if you don't know, Moto stands for Mother of Toilet Seat. It refers to this whole pearloid design right here. And it gets its name because, you know, back in the days before I can really even remember, toilet seats used to be made of this pearloid material, so people would remember them at like grandma's house, and the nickname just stuck with Fender lore anyways. It's a pearloid material. I mean, Supros have been made out of them. Some look cool, some don't. I mean, it's a personal taste type thing. But Fender has made Telecasters, Stratocasters. I'm sure there's other body shapes. But if I call something Mother a toilet seat, that's the legitimate terminology. Fender calls them Moto Strats. You just can't, put that in the blatant advertising. They have to hide it in there. So this blue one actually looks pretty cool in my opinion. And they've really motoed it out here because even the pick guard is the pearloid material. I'm surprised they didn't go as far as like the knobs, the switch tip, and the pickup covers. I'm not a huge fan of like the white ones, but this blue, it just reminds me of like the ocean. And I'm really not sure how they create these things. One of these days, I will have to get one of these in. Like, is the entire guitar plastic and they just route it out like that? That seems to make sense. Or do they dip it in molten plastic and it just somehow works? I don't know. That'll be a topic for another day. But this just appears to be like a regular limited edition USA Stratocaster, looking at the headstock anyways. Not necessarily a custom shop. Yeah, just special edition USA. But for USA, it's got a really nice wood grainage on the neck, and they went as far as putting abalone inlay to match the Moto blue body. Because, you know, the inlays, they've got some blue in them as well. And it looks like they put the limited edition status right here. All right, Troglodytes, that's all the news I have for you tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.